and Specialist of the Year. And the faceoff won by the senior from Lakeville, Minnesota. It's one thing you'll see with this Utah, the best team they've had, but an early turnover on the clear. Duke in transition, the freshman Michael Ortlieb, who had a hat trick in his debut with the first tally. It's something you'll see.
Christmas, watch him right here. That's 37 in white. He's all over the field. Scored 8 goals a season ago. Instant offense with the pole. And then it's tic-tac-toe, one freshman to another. Brady Seal.
Thomas Menke, the Virginia transfer. And it's 2-0 Duke. Liam Kirschus, who had a hat trick in the opener with his first tally.
Presence on the outside with the shooters. Everyone's worried about 19 and 15, so when you're extra man 6-on-5, you got to pick your poison. You're going to be 23 in black is an elite midfielder with the left hand.
Here is Steins, defended by Connor Nolan. And the save made by James. Plays it back up top to Johnston. Here comes Sloat. He's got that big left hand. It's gobbled up by Lenscold. Utah's all-time.
But not from a volume perspective.
Over and back off the quick restart. McGuire plays it to the wing. And it gets away from Syracuse and Virginia as well. It's a team that's been in the NCAA tournament in 2 of the last 3 years. But
We're going in the middle of the country where typically Kansas is another.
Look out. Matt Christmas coming out of the box. And a quick fire by Scoletti. In transition on the doorstep. And Utah is on the board. It's Luke McNamara. The ball's not going to be in his stick a whole lot, but when it
action, top-notch save, and then it's off to the races in McNamara. The pride of counted 6 guys in their regular offensive rotation who are lefties when I was breaking down tape, and McNamara, the 5 goals against Delaware.
There's Faulkner. They dump it back to X. Saw it right there. Hands free. The shot skirts wide. The back prep. Off the scramble, and Ortlieb hit the side.
This is a good matchup.
Now Johnston, so good with either hand. Delgado nearly tumbled.
Offhand, making him go right there, the natural lefty.
Sparks, crease feed, shot not there. The backup belongs to Zach White. McNamara dropped it, recovers. McNamara lets it go. Jamison with the save upstairs. Less than 10 seconds in this opening quarter. How about the shake? Colsey, but the trail check. And that's how the first quarter ends.
Any defense nationally. The question I have for them is, do they have the midfield depth and the defense to hold teams like Duke?
Sloat.
They do, with the backdrops of the Wasatch Mountains.
Sloat with a bouncer. Max Sloat, that big left hand. He had 5 goals in the opener, and he's on the board here at home.
Their shots. Lenscold's made some big saves. They've shot some wide, but it feels like they're able to get to the rack almost at will. So can Utah, like Ben Johnson? I mean, he sprays both hands around 100 miles an hour. And on the run, too, Anish. He shoots as hard when his...
Here he is. That time went to the right hand. Yeah, you and John Danowski the other day were...
Out of midfield. And the reason I brought that up with Coach John Danowski is because when you're physically that big and you're playing in Illinois, or you're playing in prep school, there's a look by Kyle Colsey. Hits the back of the net. That is the transfer from Virginia. Little celebration after that one, Anish.
Yeah, that's 2 transfers from Virginia. Menke, the grad transfer, ACL with the goal.
Yeah, he's a big-time lefty scorer. Played for his dad, the Hall of Famer Roy Colsey in Ridgefield, Connecticut. Went to Virginia to team up with his...
Knows everybody. You mentioned he played for his dad, Roy, in high school. Dad, Roy, 3-time All-American.
Is awesome.
Ortlieb in front to Colsey, missed the cage. And one more mention of Roy Colsey last year. Here comes Johnston. He gives it up. Shot from the outside, and Colsey with his second goal, and that's 3 unanswered by Duke.
2 games more than his natural attack spot, but he's comfortable letting it go from up top. Staring down Lenskold. Colsey's got 2. For Christmas, the biggest growth that we've seen now is his ability to cover. We've always known what he could do with the ball and a stick, but now Christmas is starting to really hone in his craft.
6'3" freshman, working the crease, gets inside, and smooth.
This is going to be a problem for opposing teams, and he's short. The freshman, Scaletti, 51, wearing Dyson Williams' number, doing Dyson Williams things, hitting the back of the net. I mean, it could get scary down the road once this team.
Freshmen to grow. All their big games are backloaded.
Absolutely, and
right now it's too
by
easy.
Design. By design. You had Max Sloat, head of steam, staring down the Johnston. And the answer is coming out of the box when you're 6'3" and you have that kind of head of steam and speed and skill. You're not stuck.
Unanswered since the start of the second quarter.
22-8 overall in shots.
Here comes Cade Faulkner, and a save made by Jamison. Paticano loading up, another freshman. Unsettled, Utah on the doorstep, and it's McNamara from Steins. And that's Utah's first tally of this second.
Pressing in the 10-man. So this is what happens. It's feast or famine. You could cause a turnover, or you could.
Senior from outside of the Tampa area. Steins on the invert. He's got a short stick matchup. Steins shoots. Jamison is there. Kark. There's Kershus. Working on Joel Mullen, who was the Division II Midfielder of the Year at Limestone last year.
Won a national championship in Division II and have a ton of talent over the years, and it's good to see him find his new home.
Here's Steins. He's got the matchup here with Kershus. Steins to the left, takes advantage and scores. That's got to feel good. Panther Creek High School, Cary, North Carolina. And
one. He took it an extra beat. I talked about the maturation of Ryan Steins. When he came to Utah, he was predominantly a right-handed dop to Andrew McMinn, the head coach, and he tells the story from the perspective of Ryan. Ryan wanted to.
Last 2 for Utah. Shot clock inside of 10. Faulkner, crease feed, offline. Build before that shot clock hits 60. They do, and they score on the empty net. It's Connor Nolan, his first career goal.
With the goalie at a position at the end zone cam right here, Lenskold just can't get out there. By pulling Lenskold, you put another.
Good feed by Menke. Delgado turns, fires, and scores. How about the way he came on at the end of last season? 7 goals.
Only athlete in the history of the school to be a 3-sport captain. Football, wrestling, and lacrosse. And Delgado popped in 2020. They won national championships in 2013 and 2014 with Jordan Wolf and company. He was the OC.
Ben Johnston's shot turned away. He's won so far. Here's Steins. Finding a cutter, what a feed. It's the superintendent, Nathan Chalmers, the sophomore from British Columbia.
And you see what Chalmers does is he sets the pick and then he slips it. And he does a tremendous job of having that sixth sense. He was a blessing in disguise for him because he became that cerebral passer, Anish.
The first half comes to an end. We get an interference call.
Half one, we saw a ton of assisted goals too. They're sharing the rock. These players, especially these young guys that we haven't seen on the college front, are showing that they can pass the ball.
Mankey shakes Horton and clips the back of the net. Boy, Bryce Horton ended up in Chapel Hill when Thomas Mankey made
to inject some high octane in this Duke offense, and this is a hammer of a shot here. It looked like a
goal, 2 assists for Mankey. Gerard off the face-off win. Johnston camped on the wing, missed the cage.
That's a perfect example of what, you know, they don't have the depth at the midfield that Duke has.
That time, unsettled, they take full advantage. It's Connor Flanagan, the long stick, and it's 10-5 Utah.
Trapping Duke's offensive midfielders. You see Max Sloat there, not in a rush to get off your defensive prowess in terms of their ability to strike in.
Mankey with a 3-point evening. He's got the short stick, Trask. Mankey turns the corner, top hand free, hits the crossbar. It's picked. Redshirt junior, he's got some range. Defended by the best shorty in America, Aiden McGuire. Now Steins, matched with the All-American Charles Johnson. And then there's Jamison.
Street cred, I don't know what does. You're from Tony Soprano's hometown.
Ortlieb to Scaletti. Get ready to hear that a lot over the next 3 years.
High school days in Don Bosco, we're talking about Jersey. Scaletti, the left-hander, showing you.
Charlie Johnson comes up to meet Overly. Using the sub game. Steins out of the box. Faulkner. Utah now back in man-to-man.
In the 6-on-6 sets.
Utah trying to use the sub game. Jamison, the last line of defense, yet another save. He's got a dozen. Player of the year. 3 points today. McNamara catch, release. Back up to Zach White.
That's some nice passing.
Probing the perimeter. Finally, they slip one through. That shot is blocked. Big ground ball. Utah comes away with it. Fresh shot clock, shot and a score. Off the scramble, it's McNamara. A hat trick for Luke McNamara.
On the ground. We've seen it in the clear game, but this one off the ride, the ground ball, and then the quick pass inside to McNamara, who's Johnny on the spot. He is their finisher.
Final 10 seconds. Steins, snakes, no room. Charlie Johnson took away any
reason at Duke. And if it's not enough to have a defense with Charlie Johnson and
offsides.
Yeah, an 0 for 3 on the extra man.
McGuire to the wing. Johnston rips the back of the net. It's 12-6.
This ball's screaming, and there's major school bouncer. I mean, how do you track this? Look at that shot. I mean, that is a perfectly placed old school bouncer from a sidearm release. Day after practice, practicing ground balls, practicing his clearing, his footwork, every single day. Said he's the hardest worker he's been around since he's been a coach.
Overly, that's too high from Reed. You know how Kirk Herbstreit has his Herbies at the end of the year?
Practice next time, or maybe you'll rep it out on your own. You become a sponge when you're a lax rat.
Sloat to the left hand.
He's something else. He's got the motor too. Here he is now.
Body save by Jamison. And up, Utah gives it right up. Charlie Johnson trying to get away from Steins. And Duke calls a timeout.
It's a good timeout. Good call by Dino. We're going to...
Against Joel Mullen, D2 midfielder of the year at Limestone. Kershus with the fake, now picked up on the switch. Right on the doorstep, tiptoeing the crease, Chalmers, and he scores to make it 12-7. Second goal of this season, second goal of the day for Nathan.
Is out, the little goose there, that is a high-level play. He kind of gooses it to himself to give him a cleaner line at the ball, DePonio. And then Chalmers with...
Though for Utah, boy, missed opportunity. They had numbers, they had a good look, the errant pass, and now Duke with a chance to bleed some clock. Duke content to run clock, and then it's Ortlieb with a doorstep dunk.
I like Ortlieb's game. Just parks on that backside, and this is a beautiful quick stick. A lot of times players' timing of the quick stick and the goal Saturdays are dictated by wins and losses.
Johnston sweeping across. Flag down.
They'll typically make the same type of moves that he has in the past. To your point, he's still making these moves up top. And that DePonio tries to call his teammate for the switch, but it's too late. And Johnston recognizes that Kelly as a midfielder, but he played attack the entire time. Yeah, that's a great point. And to Connor Kelly's credit, he was the best shooter in the game that year. Wow.
Shot blocked. And this Utah team, Kark, these are the best self-scout games you can ask for if you're Utah. All your
they have the pieces. I think as the year progresses, we're going to have some more Dodgers develop. A guy like Faulkner has got to make his presence felt a little bit more. And can't.
Number 11 Duke, 2-0 to begin the season. A dominant defensive effort. Pat, be a journey for Duke with all the youth, but Kark, you can get excited about some of the pieces they have.